Hi! So in the previous video, we talked about comparatives and superlatives to talk about different levels, like cheaper than, oh, this option is cheaper than the other option, or more expensive than the other option, or more beautiful, or bigger, faster, or also the superlative, like the best option, the fastest option, the biggest one. Today, let's talk about a type of comparative that we use to mention that the things are in the same level, so they are not in different levels, harder, better, or more expensive. They are in the same levels. We use here S plus an adjective plus S, so we don't change the adjective, we don't add any suffix to the adjective, we just add S before and S after, like French is as difficult as Portuguese. French is as difficult as Portuguese. So both languages are very difficult. French is difficult, Portuguese is difficult. So they are both very difficult. They are equally difficult. French is as difficult as Portuguese. Another example, Iceland is as cold as Siberia. Siberia is cold, Iceland is cold. They are equally cold. Iceland is as cold as Siberia. Another example, snow is as bright as light sometimes. Light is very bright to your eyes. Light. Snow, a land covered with snow, can be very bright to your eyes. So, snow is as bright as light sometimes. Both are equally bright. So this is how we use a comparative here to say that the things are in the same level, not in different levels. Let's talk about a fourth type of comparative. So we call them parallel comparative. And the parallel comparatives, they show a relation here between cause and effect. If something happens, the other thing also happens, like the bigger something, the more comfortable something is. Or the less, the less. So we use here this structure, the. Oh, but it's not a superlative after. It's the, but it's not the best. So the better. We use the comparative here, not a superlative. Oh, but we were using the before. Yeah, this is the structure of the parallel comparative. You're going to use the plus a comparative, the plus a comparative. And for sure, if you go for the TOEFL exam, for example, you'll see one or two questions or exercises there that this is related to the parallel comparatives. For sure, study the parallel comparatives. They will be there in the TOEFL exam. Okay? So let's see examples. The bigger comparative, the bigger the car, the higher the gas consumption. And think, if you have small cars, they consume less gasoline than if you have a big car. So the bigger the car, the higher the gas consumption, the more gasoline it consumes. Another example, the larger the house, the higher the taxes. And this is true because the taxes you pay for your house, they are based on the size of the house. So the larger the house, the higher the taxes. So it's also true that the smaller the house, the lower the taxes. So the smaller the car, the lower the gas consumption. And the smaller the house, the lower the taxes. Another example, the stronger the coffee, the higher the energy it provides. The stronger the coffee, or the darker the coffee, or the more caffeine you have in the coffee, or the stronger or the darker the coffee, the more caffeine it provides, so the higher the energy it provides. Another example, the taller the person, the larger the shoes. So if a person is very tall, normally the shoes are also larger. So the taller the person, the larger the shoes. Another example, the newer the vehicle, the more expensive. The newer the vehicle, the more expensive. The opposite is also true. The older the vehicle, the cheaper. The older the cheaper. The older the vehicle, the cheaper. Okay, so go to the exercises and take a look at the exercises and practice. Okay, thank you very much.